All right, FightHype.com. Sean Zattel here with the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion, Caleb Plant, fresh off, about a month off of a dominant 12-round shutout over Caleb Truax. Caleb, just to get it started, man, I wanted to screen share for a minute. Despite shutting out Truax, it seemed like a lot of people, a lot of critics spoke up, whatever. But after that fight, we had Andre Ward go ahead and stick up and say Caleb Plant is very much still a problem for anybody at 168, including Canelo. He's a money fighter. He fights better when he's facing better competition. You will see his best when the comp gets stiffer. What do you think of that tweet, Caleb? Is Dre right about what he's talking about?
Yeah, he's pretty spot on, and it may not even be so much the competition. For one, I did shut out, former world champion on all three scorecards and only let him land 12% of his punches. And that's with a hurt hand. It wasn't broken. I went and got x-rays but there was some ligament damage, and it wasn't enough for it to be for there to need surgery, but I did have to let it rest. So, in a situation like that, it is disappointing, but, you just got to learn to work through those things. And it was a different environment without the crowd too, all that pressure and all that, right up on top of you, whether it's the boos or the chairs that you feed off of, it's kind of like a sparring session. And but the hand injury, I felt like really kind of held me back from being able to do what I really wanted to. But I still feel like I put on a great performance. And there's some other world champions who didn't survive the pandemic era, so I'm happy to say that I did. I still got my belt intact around my waist, and now it's on to bigger and better things. But, I feel like Dre, I feel like he knows what he's looking at. He's been doing this for a while, and, he's a very intellectual guy. And I feel like, I've heard him say before, when he says something, he wants it to mean something. So, he's not just going to blow smoke.
I really just took it as, don't you dare write off Caleb Plant against Canelo,
Yeah, I mean, people have been writing me off my whole life, though. Before I turned pro in the amateurs, I told them I'd be a Golden Glove national champion. They didn't believe me. I told them I'd be a pro boxer one day when I was a kid, coming from where I come from, where there's no boxing, there's no boxing culture. They didn't believe me. I told everyone I beat Jose, they didn't believe me. And but I'm not really looking to have a believable career. I'm looking to have an unbelievable career.
What round was it in that fight where you hurt your hand,
Caleb? Probably like round 4 or 5.
How's it feeling now?
It's good. I'm just letting it rest. I've been doing a couple of things here and there, not impact, but, working out some, just being able to make sure I'm staying on top of everything, my weight's in check, and but, just letting it rest.
I read that it looks like you want to fight next in September and not take a fight in between. How much of that is because of that hand needing to,
That's a reason. Letting it rest, make sure it's, properly rested and fully healed. And which is fine. Usually at this level, I've been fighting twice a year, and before the pandemic, and, fighting in January and fighting in September, that'd be twice, so it'd be exactly what I'm used to and what most of the fighters this era are used to at that level, fighting twice a year. So it's not like it's an issue or out of character or, anything like that. So,
if and when you face Canelo in what sounds like September, does he have an advantage from getting 2, 3, 4 fights in, this year? Or is that an advantage for him?
I'm not sure. Everybody's different. Everybody goes about training differently. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to September, and I'm looking forward to getting there, showing the world, that I'm the best.
He said after that fight with Yildirim. Well, first of all, what did you make of that fight with Yildirim? What did you see in there?
Canelo, he went in there and he did what he had to do. So, you can't take anything from him. But, with Yildirim, you quit on the stool. After the 3rd round, it's not like you're not coming out for the 10th round. You can quit on your stool or something like that. But, after the 3rd round and not come out. And even in those 3 rounds, just to, you're not feigning, you're not jabbing, you're just shelling up like a heavy bag and just standing right in front of him. The more he throws punches, the more you just shell up. You're not moving your feet, you're not moving your head. bit disappointing, really. You know, if you want to be cemented in history forever, if you want your name in the history books forever, if you want to be part of greatness, you know, then you got to go out there and, you know, at least go out on your shield. You know what I'm saying? You can't just shell up and then just quit on the stool, you know, when the round, you know what I'm saying? So I was a bit disappointed, but, you know, that's him, I guess.
You feel like that's something you would never do?
No, I would not.
He said after the fight, Canelo did, that he's way better against slick movers, you know, guys who can really box since his fight with Lara, which was probably the last time he really faced a guy that could do those types of things. Mm-hmm. Do you believe him that he is going to be much better at 30 than he was then against a good boxer like yourself, or not as much as he may think or people think?
I don't know. You know, he could say what he wants, but, you know, at the end of the day, we don't know that until the bell rings and we get in there. So, you know, I'm able to do a lot of different things. I'm able to put punches together in combinations. You know, I feel like I'm a well-rounded fighter. You know, like I said, I'm able to do a lot of things. So September, when that bell rings, you know, I'll be able to show you better than I can tell you. And the world will be able to find out for sure whether he's telling the truth or whether he's, you know.
I asked too, because it actually has been a minute since he fought a guy with those type of attributes, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
What did you think, Caleb, when he made the comment that I fell asleep after 2 or 3 rounds watching your fight with Truax? You believe him, or just what did you make of those comments?
We'll see. He better not fall asleep come September. So I know that.
How do you, you know, there's some, you know, he's fighting Billy Joe obviously in May. There's some similarities people would say between you and a Billy Joe Saunders, both really good boxers. What makes you a better fighter than Billy Joe Saunders, though?
You know, again, I just feel like I'm a well-rounded fighter, and I'm a disciplined fighter as well. I'm a fighter who stays in shape between fights. And, you know, as far as training goes and getting up for training, you know, it doesn't matter what their name is or what they've accomplished. I've always given 100% during training. And whether it's an 8-week training camp, whether it's 5-6 weeks of pre-camp, and then even that months and months and months before. You know, I don't know how many fighters are just drinking on a gallon of water a month after the fight, making sure they're hydrated, you know, and keeping their weight in check. So, you know, I feel like all those things play in my favor. And those are things that he's publicly said that he hasn't always done.
Right.
So it's not me saying that. That's him saying that. And anyone who knows me knows that I'm a disciplined fighter. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. You know, I'm dedicated to my craft. And I'm dedicated year-round. No matter if I have a fight lined up or don't, I know that it's coming. And so, you know, I feel like I have that, you know, in my back pocket.
Right. So that could be a separator between 2 talented fighters. They both, you know, they both good. They both got talent, but one of them keeps dedicated 24/7.
Yeah.
How do you expect his fight with Canelo to go on?
I mean, I don't know. Again, he's got some attributes, Billy Joe, and he's got some boxing ability. But when that bell rings, you know, having all those things and being able to implement those things are 2 different things. So, you know, I don't know. That's up to him. He's going to have to get in there and implement what he's able to do and what he can do. And if he can't, or if Canelo is able to negate that, then it might be a troublesome night for him.
I don't know. Did you see the video that he made once he found out he has the fight and he came out with the, you know, the dick hanging out or whatever? He put on like a. Did you see that, Caleb?
No, I didn't see that.
Watch it. It'll probably make you laugh. But I mean, we know that's who Billy Joe is. But yeah, when he came out and he's being funny and he's like, so happy to be a part of this event. I'm not actually gonna win. You know, I'm just gonna show up, get my check. But I know he's kidding. But does you as a fighter, does that raise an eyebrow at all? Like, I know you're kidding, man, but you know, are you really coming all the way in to win a fight when you're joking like that?
I mean, I don't know.
I know you would never joke like that, but you know, different.
Yeah, that's not.
But
you know, you got to be careful what you put into the atmosphere.
Right.
what you put into the universe. So, I don't know. Everyone's different. Everybody's got a different approach and a different way. But yeah, that I didn't see that video, so that does sound, that's not something I would do. So that's not my mindset or my mentality, So I don't know.
I mean, because as much as Fury joked around, his gypsy brother,
Yeah.
he never would joke around, I'm going to lose. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna, but.
Yeah, winning is important, you know what I'm saying? And to me, it's good to joke and to have fun, but, for as far as, how I do things, that's not something I joke about,
If he does pull it off, you could run it with him though, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, look, the goal is to become undisputed. That's what I want. I'm chasing greatness. I'm chasing legacy. That's what I want. And this last fight with Truax was a back-to-back mandatory. That way, moving forward, I would have a year's free and clear to
Right.
make unification fights. Because with the IBF, that's the strictest sanctioning body that there is. And they usually don't waive mandatories for bigger fights or for unification fights. So, me and my team, we wanted to get that out of the way. That way, moving forward, things would be free and clear for us to make those big fights. So
when you see Canelo, he's already saying, I got May, and then I got September, and I got December. Does that add any fuel to the fire? Like, wow, look at this guy overlooking me. Like I'm just another name on another date.
Yeah. And, I can remember Jose Uzcategui saying after Plant, I want Ramirez. And I told him, hold up, man. Don't look too far down the road because I'm in front of you. And I'm not the rest of these guys. I'm not going to joke about losing or I'm a serious guy. As far as boxing goes, I take boxing really serious. I've dedicated my whole life to this. I've sacrificed a lot for this. So, sometimes they sleep and then by the time they wake up, it's too late. So, he can go about it however he wants. But September, I'm going to be in his face.
I've had a chance to hear Floyd Mayweather talk about Canelo. And one thing he said is, you got to jab that guy. That's the key to beating Canelo. And against Truax in all your fights, beautiful up jab, different types of jabs you throw. How do you feel that is definitely a key to beating Canelo?
I mean, that's a key to winning every fight. So
yeah.
I don't really put too much, leverage in that. Again, I'm able to do a lot of things. I feel like I'm a well-rounded fighter, so I'm able to do a lot of things. That may be a one factor to a fight, but that's a factor to winning all fights is a jab. If you can't touch somebody with a jab, can you touch them with the right hand? Can you touch them with the left hook? So, I don't really put too much thought into that. But, Floyd has a great point. I'm sure the key to beating him or any great fighter is a jab. So,
indeed.
Floyd.
Just to close on a Canelo thing. Why? And you're going to be asked this so many times between now and September, but why will you be the man to topple Canelo in his peak when he's on top?
I really believe because I truly know that I will. I believe that in my heart. In my heart of hearts, I believe that. I'm not a guy, Callum got in there and just went from rope to rope, corner to corner, getting beat up. Yildirim got in there and, after 3 rounds, quit on a stool. If you're not coming out for the 10th round off your stool, that's one thing. But when you're not coming out for the 4th round off your stool, I feel like he just got in there and, just showed up and got nervous. And, I don't fear Canelo like that. I'm not scared of him. Whatever he's accomplished, whatever he's done, he hasn't done it against me.
Because you got to hear what your haters are saying. They're saying he's just waiting out for that payday with Canelo. They don't look at it as Caleb Plant really is going to beat Canelo. He really feels he's coming to win. You got people.
If it was about the money, then I would have took the fight on 5 weeks' notice with a 4-week training camp like Callum did. So did Callum really believe he was going to beat him? Did Callum put himself in the best position possible to beat him because he believed that he would beat him? Did he put himself in the best possible position to beat him because he really felt in his heart that he would beat him? Or did he take half a training camp and just get a payday and then move on about his business? if that's what this was about for me, then I would have took the fight then. So, you know, it's crazy because these boxing fans these days, which I got a lot of love for boxing fans.
Right. Hey, I'm happy you said that. Right.
Yeah. You know, I got a lot of love for boxing fans. They, you know, they're a big part of what keeps this thing going that I love so much, that, you know, I've sacrificed and dedicated my whole life to. But, you know, they'll say, oh, he's just in it for the money. He's just in it for, you know, to be famous or for the money. And then they get a fighter like myself who doesn't jump up for that money grab, who isn't just in it for the money. It is about legacy. It is about winning. You know, winning is everything. It's more about winning. And then they hate on me for not taking a fight on a 5-week notice with a 4-week training camp. So, you know, it's hard to make everybody happy. At the end of the day, you got to do what you truly feel and what you truly believe. I truly feel, I feel in my heart that I'm going to get my hand raised and become the first undisputed super middleweight. And I've been saying that for a long time. And if I felt any different, if I really felt like I couldn't do this, I would have took that fight on a 4-week training camp, 5 weeks out.
You don't know it's guaranteed you'll get that opportunity again, right? So if it's all about the money, you get it when you can.
Yeah.